Hello, Aries. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 12th to the 18th. This is for Aries and Aries rising and Aries moon. And we're going to jump right into it. Aries, this is the week, if you saw your monthly forecast, where you're going to start feeling that squeeze. But before you feel that squeeze, we kick it off on Wednesday, August 14th with Mars conjuncting Jupiter. Now, this is the best aspect of the week. We also have another great aspect. Those are the green asterisks next to them. All right. So Mars conjuncting Jupiter. This has been building since Mars moved into Gemini back July 20th. All right. So Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini rules your third house of communication, processing things, logic, understanding, also learning new things. But communication is going to be really highlighted for you this week, especially. Remember, Mars is your ruling planet. So you're going to feel this energy strongly. Mars is power. It's action. It's passion. Jupiter, good luck, good fortune, expansion. So there's going to be a lot of growth here. And how unique is this conjunction, which is a powerful aspect? So unique. It hasn't happened in 35 years. Mars conjuncting Jupiter in Gemini. All right. What is that? 1989. I mean, I was a kid, but think about what happened for you around that time, if you can remember back then. But listen, this is powerful. This is powerful. This is you in your power. This is you feeling like a 12 out of 10. This is going to be really big. This is growth. Remember, expansion, especially after coming after Mars sextiling Jupiter, the Sun sextiling Jupiter. I mean, there's a lot of growth happening for y'all. Okay, especially with communication. This is all about drive. This is courage. Success is the theme of this aspect. Okay, so with Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, this is you walking the walk, talking the talk. I mean, the energy is really heightened here. And for a lot of y'all, it could be a lot of action. It could be almost like too much. You're like, what is going on here? So remember to really, really harness this energy, really use it to your advantage. It really is beginning this new cycle in your life, but communication, contracts, agreements, travel is also really highlighted for you. Siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, all of this really highlighted for you around this time. Okay. Now, on that same day, you see Mercury is going retrograde in Leo. We know Mercury's retrograde all month. It was retrograde in Virgo, now in Leo. Okay. So you could be returning to past hobbies, pastimes, creative projects. This is in Leo in your fifth house of creativity. You could also, I mentioned that with Mercury retrogrades, a lot of people, circumstances, things from the past float around this time. It is Leo, so it could be an ex, it could be a former lover. There could be something here, all right? Something with romance, but hobbies may be a big thing for you, all right? Something that you, because of the energies being so strong this week, you may return to, I don't know, volleyball, whatever you loved in the past. You could start doing it again around this time. You remember what I also just said, people from your past can start coming back, resurfacing. It could also be you. You've got so much activity happening in your third house of communication. You could be the one reaching out to people from the past. It could be bosses. It could be colleagues. It could be relatives. I mean, there's so much happening here. Just work with this energy. Remember, Mercury retrograde, there is that slowdown. You want to practice patience. You want to reassess things in your life. All right. Even settle things. This is a retrograde where you could be settling a lot of things. You could even think it back to as soon as that new moon that we had in Leo. There could be something around that time that you may have launched or started around August 4th that around this week you're like, oh, I forgot something, or there's something I've got to tweak around, something that happened around that time. Okay, this is all about getting things done. Now, we get to Thursday. We got Mars squaring Saturn. All right, now I've talked about this in your monthly forecast. It's the two malefic planets. This is when you start feeling that squeeze. Remember, Mars is your ruling planet. So yes, you will likely feel this. What's really interesting is that Saturn is in Pisces. That is your 12th house. Intuition. It's intuition. It's a subconscious. It's also hidden enemies. The 12th house. It's facing your fears are part of the 12th house as well, and self-sabotage energy. So just remember, trust your intuition through this process. And if you feel that you need to unroot things that may be holding you back, identify them around this time. You can feel this aspect for about a week, for the rest of the month. It's really, really strong. Remember, Mars is, like I said, your ruling planet. We're talking about the god of war here, Aries, right? So a little bit of conflict that Mars brings. Now, what's really interesting here is Mars wants to accelerate. Mars is fast. Remember, I said it's drive, it's your passions, your actions, roadrunner energy. Saturn limits and restricts. So it's really interesting because you have all this momentum from Mars conjuncting Jupiter where you're like, boom, 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 let's do it, let's go. But Saturn is now saying, hang on, hang on, hang on, all right? Focus, be disciplined. In fact, let me chaperone you. Let me chaperone you. And he walks slow. He walks slow. So remember, this is going to be a time where Saturn is all about life lessons. There is a lesson to be learned that's going to be unfolding around this time for you. But it is a time for you to grow, to become stronger, more knowledgeable. This is Saturn who rewards you. Saturn, the planet of karma. So yes, you are getting a test from Saturn around this time. Just tune into your higher self. It's going to make things a lot easier, especially because Saturn is in your 12th house of intuition. So it is a really good time to adjust to structures and systems in your life. You may feel pivoting in some areas. You may feel some changes in some areas around this time, especially actually more toward the weekend. All right, we're going to talk about that because Jupiter will then square Saturn as well. And then we have that full moon in Aquarius. So work with these energies, grow with these energies, root out and weed out the things that are not meaningful for you. This is an aspect, everything that's happening this week, they may come to the surface, okay? Especially as we approach that full moon in Aquarius. But remember, this is all about practice. There may be some things that just you get restless about. Third house, I mean, you got Mars there. You got Mars there. Third house is that nervous energy, nervous system. So there really is something that you really want to go really hard for. But Saturn, again, is going to just kind of like hold you back a little bit. And remember, this is just, it's temporary. Okay, it's temporary. It's going to force you, Saturn's going to force you to practice patience. Practice patience. It's what Saturn requires. So just remember, with all these retrogrades that are happening at the same time, slow and steady wins the race. So just take this time to reflect. Even Venus in Virgo, to be honest, it sure, Venus is in her fall in Virgo, but can be a little helpful right now in terms of being practical and problem solving. Just remember, like I said, Saturn is karma. Saturn rewards you. Okay. So now on Sunday, August 18th, whew, and I wrote down Sunday the 19th as well, because you're definitely going to feel this, or Monday the 19th as well, around this weekend. So you see that Mercury will square Uranus, Venus will oppose Saturn, the Sun will conjunct Mercury, and Venus will square Saturn. Now, this is all happening at the same time. Don't forget Jupiter will square Saturn as well immediately after this with the full moon in Aquarius. So we have got a lot happening. Okay, there's a lot happening around this time. First things first, Mercury squaring Uranus. We had this aspect on the full moon in Capricorn. That was July 21st. So there may be something around that time. This is surprising news. That's what Mercury squaring Uranus is. There's a lot of other things that it represents, but just with this point, something around that time could float around this time. Remember, Mercury is currently retrograde, so it brings things from the past. And again, even something around that new moon in Leo around August 4th, something could resurface around that time as well. You could receive surprising news around this time. You could, or information, especially of the past or from a circumstance or from someone from the past. Uranus is the unexpected. Mercury squaring Uranus, this is also a time because you're going to be so amped up with Mars in Gemini. In communication, in conversations, this is a time where it's a time to be mindful about the things that you say, because you could say some things that may be surprising to people. It didn't mean to come out a certain way. I talked about this in my last live stream. Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful too. Okay. You don't want them to weigh you down. You always want to think as above, so below. Be the best reflection of yourself. Always be your authentic self. And don't let anyone get your gut around this time, because again, someone could say something to you around this time that really gets that, Aries energy in you fired up. So use this aspect. Uranus is all about breakthroughs. Use this aspect as a breakthrough for you. Okay. How you remember, you get to use these aspects the direction you want to use them for. Now, should anything go a little sideways around this aspect, you got the sun conjuncting Mercury. And so now we have a Mercury Cazimi. This is when Mercury's in the heart of the sun. So this is really great. When it comes to, this is a big refresh. This is the aha moment, the aha aspect of the week, where you have that awareness. This is having that light bulb moment. Remember, the sun is in Leo. There's that confidence. It's leadership, dramatic. Even there could be this dramatic moment of clarity that you have around this time, which is really great. So now here's the other thing: Venus opposite Saturn. This is when you could start feeling a squeeze in commitments. Okay. It can be love, it can be relationships, it can be work-related matters. Remember, especially with Venus opposing Saturn here, Saturn is all about the long term as well. So something with creativity, you could get even writer's block with all this third house energy for you. Money matters as well. We're talking about Venus. You might experience some delays around this time, or you might realize you might have to work a little bit harder for something that you want. Just remember, play by Saturn's rules, and you're going to be rewarded. All right. Venus is what your heart desires, but just know that with Venus being in Virgo, this is not, try to avoid over analyzing things. Venus in Virgo, there is an element of being like self-critical as well. So just be in touch with your higher self. Think about how good it will feel when you pass Saturn's tests and get what you want. Now, Venus squaring Jupiter. These are the two benefic planets now in a square. This is just a time not to be overindulgent, excessive, extravagant, overspending. It's okay to be social, but remember, with these other aspects, just read the room. That's all I'm asking. You could really be wanting to let loose at this point because of these, this slowdown that Saturn and the retrogrades are bringing. And so just be mindful of everything I just said. And with that said, let's get started. A loaded week. Again, big squeeze happening this week with Saturn, but let's get started. Let's see what's going on with you with this week, August 12th to the 18th for Aries and Aries rising and Aries moon. If you want to read for any other placements in your chart, you're absolutely welcome to. And don't forget, go with that Mars conjuncting Jupiter energy. It is dynamic. It's really, really nice. So Aries, let's get started. See what's going on with you for August 12th to the 18th. Now, Aries, I do a traditional cult across spread. It offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Aries, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much for being here. You know I love y'all, and I hope that you are prepared for this really big full moon in Aquarius that we're going to have next week. We'll talk about it next week. It is in your 11th house of your social network, your communities you belong to, groups, friendships, but also your hopes and wishes and dreams. Okay, so we're all, you may even feel that energy. It's happening on Monday, so over the weekend. Yes, you may feel that energy. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, listen, Saturn, like I mentioned, is in your 12th house. Okay, spirituality, intuition, everything that I mentioned. So it seems like you're going to be working with that, and I want you to work with these energies to have this awakening. Seems like this is going to be a great awakening for you this week. Okay, there's definitely going to be I mean, literally everything I just said is right here. So let's get started. You got the Magician. So, yes, new things are happening for you. I love the fact that you got the Magician, especially because this is kicking off this new journey. The kicking off the brand new journey. You see, the Magician. What's really interesting, I love the Magician because infinite possibilities happen with the actions that you take. The Magician is a card of action, but you see, he has four tools, all four tools of tarot at his disposal. He's got the pentacles, the cups, the wands, the swords. Where do you want to direct that energy? It seems like you did. It seems like there's been something that you've been really going after, and you could be having a lot of conversations around it, communication around that. Magician is attributed to the planet Mercury. All right. So remember, that is thinking, logic, but also communication as well. So remember what I said earlier, as above, so below. Everything up there, bring it into your reality. Again, it seems like a lot of y'all have. And because of that, wow, you have judgment in the heart of your spread. And so remember what I just said about that spiritual awakening. You see Archangel Gabriel. First of all, you have an archangel in the heart of your spread blowing the trumpet. And so that sound, what is sound? Sound is vibrations. Sound is healing. This is raising your frequency. You see the dead are rising. The dead are gray. Gray in tarot is wisdom. They are seeking this meaningful life experience. They've arisen. They've had that aha moment. They've had that awakening. This is going to be really big for you. All right. So this is really great because it seems like when you see what's happening here, you are fired up, you are charged up, you feel awake, you're ready to take on the world. This is and all levels, okay? Maybe even physically. Remember, Mars is physical energy too. Energy is a force, all right? So physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you are charged up. And this is the week that you may see things. There may be some revelations as well, especially because, judgment is attributed to Pluto. So there could be some things coming up to the surface around this time. And sure, it could have to do with, obviously your path forward. But remember what I said. We have a full moon in Aquarius. Pluto is currently in Aquarius. That's your 11th house. Your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, but also groups you belong to, social networks. But I love this because this is, again, your awakening. Now, you have the High Priestess. Trust your intuition, okay? Remember, I said there's that energy of you feeling charged up this week, but then Saturn is going to just kind of pull you back a little bit and, be your chaperone. And he's slow. He's like, let's walk at a snail's pace. The High Priestess, trust your intuition, really go within. This is, there may be some moments this week when you see. But look at your entire spread here. There may be some moments this week where you may be asking a lot of questions, as in, why is this not happening fast enough? Or why is this going a little bit sideways? But also, there could be this, again, adjustment this week that you have to kind of like form into and be part of that process. So those are just really big energies coming up. All of that's going to make sense and will be easier if you trust your intuition, if you go within and be guided by that light inside you. All right. Your spirit guides, spirituality. Remember, that's going to be a big theme for you. You got very spiritual cards here, by the way. All actually looking at your entire spread, many. And look at that. All major arcana except for what's in your future. We'll clarify that one, but this is going to be a very significant week for you. Very significant week. Now, so trust your intuition. And another message coming through is just work with your emotions. Work with your emotions. Be in touch with your emotional side this week. That may help ground you as well. Justice in your crown. You are seeking this fairness. You are seeking this, everything just working out, everything being balanced for you. See the scale in the judge's hand. Now, I want you to look at the other hand with a sword, all right? Point it straight to the sky. That is true perception. That's a lot of clarity. This is you having that clarity. I think that things are going to make sense. You're going to want things to make sense this week in your life, especially. It could be with partnerships and relationships. Don't forget the North Node is in your sign for the rest of the year, actually. South Node is in Libra. Justice is attributed to Libra, hence the scale. partnerships and relationships for you, because that is what Libra rules. It's also your opposite sign. So there could be something there. Remember, there is that element of a lot of communication. You're not communicating with yourself. You're communicating with other people, with Mars and Jupiter in your, third house. So there could be something that you're seeking, some sort of even like karmic reward, maybe even some karmic consequence to come from a situation. A lot of y'all could feel that you are actually receiving it this week, which is why you've got judgment in the heart of your spread. All right. But just know that, sure, you may have all these questions, but remember, your actions. Remember what I said. This is gonna be, you're gonna be walking the walk, talking the talk. So take those actions to bring that balance in your life, and those spiritual, the karmic rewards that you seek. Now you also have the star in the root of your spread. Very interesting here. We've referenced this many times. The star is attributed to Aquarius. Like I said, we're approaching that full moon in Aquarius. There's going to be things coming to light, but there's also going to be culmination. Now, the star being Aquarius, remember Pluto is also their 11th house, your hopes and wishes and dreams. This is the card of the stars aligning for you. All right. And this is a card of a lot of wisdom and healing and having faith in yourself, having faith in the universe that everything's going to happen. So it does seem like a lot of y'all are going to be fine this week. Okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be in a place where, and again, when you see that Saturn is very active, but also in Pisces in your 12th house, that is trusting your intuition, that's feeling more, being led by your intuitive side, listening to your inner voice, being in touch with your higher self, maybe something that you feel. That's going to be a big charge this week. Just remember, let your intuition guide you, because there could be a sense of, really not having that alignment, mind, body, spirit. Really, like your mind just really could be racing. Just remember to align all of it, mind, body, spirit. You're going to be fine now. And this, by the way, remember, I don't know if you saw the last live stream, I talked about Lionsgate Portal 888 17, the star. All right, when 7 equals 8. Really great. 8 is prosperity, it's success. It's a lot of great. You see the stars are 8 pointed. There's 8 of them, so you are moving in the right direction. Know that. Now you do have the 5 of Swords, so yes, there will be that sense of some sort of conflict that may arise in your future. I do see it as the first energy that I talked about. There could be that disconnect with spirituality and your mind just like you've got that here. Remember, you've got the Magician as well, which is Mercury. So you're just a lot of things that you're processing. Just have it all balanced. So there could be that internal tug of war that's happening, but a bigger energy that's coming through, or a second energy that's coming through, is the fact that it may be with another person. And again, this is all the ingredients with these aspects where that could be possible. So remember, trust your intuition, always be responsive, not reactive, and you're going to be fine. Okay. Even ask yourself if you feel that you may be on the offensive, especially with Mars so charged up in it with the conjunction with Jupiter, which expands. Remember that in your 3rd house of communication, right? You see the 2 people walking away. It's a good time to ask yourself, if you find yourself in a situation where you're not seeing eye to eye with people, can I drop my swords like everyone else has? So yes, there may be something that does come through where it's just maybe not something that you wanted to hear, maybe not something that, or maybe something, someone said something that really made you start thinking in a way where you're like, I wish that you didn't tell me that, or there any sort of circumstances, likely with a friendship or a group you belong to. Again, this is an Aquarius card as well. So keep that in mind. Just handle things with grace. Again, I'm going to clarify this one for you. You got the 4 of Pentacles and the Sun. Wow. Okay. So there you go. 4 of Pentacles. This is, remember what I said, Saturn, system, structures, work with it. Okay. 4 of Pentacles attributed to Sun in Capricorn. All right. Capricorn, Saturn is the ruler for Capricorn. And so there is that element of just work with those structures. It seems like that's what's going to happen here. There may be something even with finances, maybe your sense of financial security, but this is just building those foundations, okay? And sure, it could have to do, again, with finances, but pentacles are your physical reality, material world as well. So there's something here where lean in on that. Lean in on how can I work with these energies to work with these structures, maybe even structures that are changing. So there may be a sense of pivoting. It may work in your best interest. You see, he's not budging, by the way. He's not budging at all. He's really, right. So be flexible. All right. You do that. You got the sun. You got the sun. I don't know if you've ever got a tarot reading in person. The sun is the biggest yes. Optimism, it's vitality, it's health, it's like good health, it's abundance. You're good here. You're good. You're absolutely good. You're going to be working with these energies. You're moving toward the sun. This is really high frequency. You even see the rays vibrating from the sun here. There's a lot of victory here. A lot of just, you can breathe now. You can breathe. You even see the wisdom child completely naked, indicating like this innocence and freedom and joy on the white horse. There's this purity. You're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely good. Let's get to your stuff, Aries. Oh my goodness, Aries. What a week. It's going to be a big week. And next week's going to be, you're still going to feel a lot of this squeeze. Now, if you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great. If you like, subscribe. All that fun algorithm stuff. Leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You know I love you. Let's see what's okay. So your life is definitely changing in a really big way. You've got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Okay? You're definitely going to have a little bit of squeeze like everyone else, but remember what I said. You're having this huge moment of clarity. You're having this really big spiritual awakening. There's got to be this aha moment, and that's what's going to help you pivot around things where you may feel that Saturn is like a boulder on your shoulder. No, it's going to be like a pebble. Okay, you're going to be fine. You got the Fool. I don't even know what to say here. All these major arcanas are just kind of, that's a lot. It's a lot. We'll talk. Okay, we'll do a little roundup after this. So you got the Fool. All right, so yes, a lot of spiritual energy here. There's that spiritual growth. It feels like that squeeze that Saturn is bringing, that again is in Pisces, 12th house. So there could be this spiritual sense of you coming out that's like, I want this freedom. I want this new beginning. I want this new journey. And nothing's going to stop me from having it. There is a sense of taking this risk for it, taking this leap of faith, okay? This leap of faith, that's going to be really nice for you. Remember, you got the stars as well, having that faith. I love this. This is absolutely amazing. You see the full abundance of the sun here as well. Now, you've got the 6 of Pentacles in your external factors area. This is great. So it seems like there is going to be someone who really is helping you nurture that spiritual side, that side where you have that aha moment in terms of, I truly, truly know deep down in my bones what is meaningful in my life, and I'm going to hold on to that. All right. Biggest energy coming through. Now, if you feel that you need financial support, remember you have that 4 of Pentacles in your future. Well, you just got the 6 of Pentacles. Very philanthropic person here who is helping these people, supporting them. Now, you got the only 2 cards in all of tarot where they do hold that scale. So there's this sense of balance that I talked about earlier, mind, body, spirit. Definitely keep that in mind, but there's a sense of balance that you may be seeking, and it's coming. It's coming through this week. I mean, 6 of Pentacles in your external factors area, so things are harmonizing for you. You got the 6 of Pentacles next to the sun. This is big. So look out for that. There could be all the support around you. And remember, you're communicating. You're being very communicative this week. This is really great. Now, remember, Pentacles are also your physical reality. So there could be that support coming in within your physical world as well. But there is going to be someone who is kind-hearted, open-hearted, a giver, okay? A giver. Now, you also got the Empress. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? This is absolutely bonkers because you've got, so you've got the Fool, you got the Magician, you got the Empress, you got the High Priestess, the first 4 cards. I mean, like, this is, I have no idea what's going on. This has never happened before. Even the High Priestess in your challenge era, it doesn't matter. It's still saying that she came out. She came out. She's telling you, go within, trust your intuition. That's going to make a big difference. But the Empress, so the Empress there is a sense of something new happening. I mean, with the Magician, with the Fool, you've got the Empress here. Card 3, by the way, 3, there's a sense of birth, okay? New reality being formed for you. It's something that you want, and it's luxuriating. It's abundance as well. You see the golden wheat here indicating this new crop. So when I say there's this birth of this new reality, there's something growing for you. You want it to. You see the symbol of Venus and the stone-shaped heart. So this is a lot of passion. This is a lot of love. It could be relationships. You do have all this energy in Leo in your 5th house, which is procreation. She's pregnant. It could be something with family, something with having a baby. There is something here where you're seeking this abundance in your life, and it is going to be absolutely bonkers because you're definitely getting it. I mean, you just got the Wheel of Fortune in your final outcome. So you're good. Speaking of new, I mean, you got the Magician. I mean, you got the Fool. You even can count the Star. You can count Justice here. You got the Sun. There is a sense of rebirth, especially because you've got the Sun with the Fool. You see the red feathers in their cap. The one in the Wisdom Child here referencing the Fool. So there is a sense of rebirth as well. There's this renewal, especially of spirit. But the Wheel of Fortune, there's a new path opening up for you. And you see the 4 fixed signs on the corners of the wheel, bringing that stability here, bringing the stability into this new path, okay? It's a new direction, and 10 equals 1, new beginning. I mean, wow, this is a big week for you, Aries. Really big week for you. And this card is attributed to Jupiter, by the way. So good fortune, good luck. This is a card of luck. This is a Wheel of Fortune. It's also expansion. So there is something in your world that will be expanding. I mean, you even see the alignment here with Mars and Jupiter conjuncting. Okay. This is big. This is big. Mars is your ruling planet. So you're good. You're absolutely good. You're just go with these energies. It seems like you are going to have this awakening, but really hold on to that intuitive energy as well. That's really, when you listen to your inner voice, that's going to make a lot of a big impact for you. But can we just do this real quick? Look at all these court cards. I'm sorry, major arcana. Like this is huge. This is huge. This is major. You know this is major. Okay, so this is to say this is going to be a significant, very significant week. I would even say very pivotal week. Anyway, you're absolutely good here. Thanks so much for tuning in, Aries. Next week, we will talk more about that full moon in Aquarius and Jupiter squaring Saturn. Okay. Remember, you may feel those energies, over the weekend, this upcoming weekend. And if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.